Hey everybody, Mike Chipperini here from Chipper's Island Adventures, and I am on the road. Presently, I am just passing Albany, New York, and I'm headed to Wellington, Ohio. That's the first leg of my journey. So I arrived here in Wellington, Ohio after a 12.5-hour drive from Massachusetts yesterday. I got here around 6 o'clock last night, and what happened is going across Massachusetts and New York wasn't bad because it was Sunday driving, and then I hit the end of New York over by Buffalo, started headed south, and it just went on forever, and the weather started turning bad, and I got into Pennsylvania, and then it started to pour with a lot of winds, so that slowed me down a great deal. And then when I get into Ohio, I ended up with a lot of the same thing, torrential downpours, and that makes very stressful driving, especially towards the end of the drive. So I spent the night here with my good friends John and Sue Whitney, and but what's happening is I'm headed over to Elkhart, Indiana tomorrow because I'm having slide issues and I want to get over there and fix it. Well, I was going to leave early in the morning and be there by about 9:30-ish, but I looked at the weather and there's a huge storm front rolling across the Midwest into Indiana and Ohio. So it behooves me to get on the road now, and then at least I'm in Indiana and right down the street from the repair facility. And you never know, I may get there early enough today that he takes me in and fixes it, and then I can be on my merry way to Nashville, which is my true destination, is to get down south to Nashville. So I had a great time visiting Sue and John. I've known Sue a long time, since we were in military school in 1982 together, and then we ended up over in Augsburg, Germany, where we were stationed together. Nothing else more to say except I'm waiting for Sue to come back. I'm going to say goodbye and hit the road. I got about a 3.5-hour drive, which isn't too bad, and I can take my time, no rush, and we'll see about getting my slide fixed. All for now. Hey everybody, well, the latest update is I'm in Goshen, Indiana, which is in the Elkhart RV manufacturing area. And right now I'm camping out at the Elkhart County Fairgrounds, which is where I am right now. You can see my rig right here. I'm all by myself, and these are the fairgrounds. And the reason why I'm here is as I mentioned before, I had some slide out problems back in Massachusetts about 3 or 4 days ago, and I'm still having an issue. So I got an appointment with a guy down here, Yoder RV Repair, and he's going to take care of me tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can square this away. And you know, we'll take a look at a couple other things like the Jayco seal recall and this and that. But my main thing is I want that slide out fixed. That's driving me nuts. But I'm going to take a walk around here to see what we have. It's a typical Midwest fairground with a lot of stables for livestock and such as this building coming up on my left is the rabbit building. As you can see, the rabbit barn and the rabbit club. It's all 4-H. But yeah, so I'm going to take a little walk around and see what we got. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot here, to be honest. But it is a cheap campground. Cost me, I think, $28 for the night. And that's with partial hookups. It doesn't have the no dump site, no dumps. So basically you get water and electric, which is fine by me because my tanks aren't full, and I'll empty them out at the next spot I camp out at. So for now, this is fine. And if I get a wild here, I'll find a place tomorrow and empty there. So it really doesn't matter to me. But at any rate, so I'm here in Elkhart County. I'm right near Integra. Jayco, I saw factories for Lippert, Grand Design, etc. while I was on my way down here. Apparently they just had some type of rally here called Ramblers or something, and it's some type of RV club, and so there is a few rigs still left over here. But the reason why I was going to stay up in Wellington, and that weather forecast I saw rolling in, I just didn't want to drive into it, because that's exactly what it would have happened. And I had a 3.5 hour drive. Now I've got it out of the way. My main destination is Nashville. I want to go back. I was there last year, but I was only there for a short period. This time I want to go down and really check it out. And from there, I'd really like to get over to Myrtle Beach. But we're going to see how I feel. Because, you know, for a guy like me, I leave my wife at home. She doesn't want to travel like this. So it does get hard as those heartstrings start to pull, I'll be honest, you know. But right now I'm okay because I'm staying kind of busy. And I got the ride knocked out. It wasn't bad coming down here. It was just rough after driving 12.5 hours from Massachusetts to Ohio yesterday to get back in the rig and drive some more. But tomorrow I got a fairly easy day. I'll be fixing the rig. I may even stay in the area overnight, or I may get a couple hours under my belt and head south and camp out somewhere in Kentucky. You know, that's the beauty of RVing. There is no have-tos. You try to be as flexible as possible, unless you have a job to go back to or something like that, and you're under time constraints. And really, I'm not under any time constraints, so I just do as I please. And I just want to mention, I have a whole bunch of new stuff that I'm going to go over on the rig, and one of them is really, I'm pretty pumped about. So we'll get back to all that, and for now I'm just going to walk around. Thanks for watching for now. So here I am at Yoder's RV Repair, getting the slide fixed, and sure enough, it's going out just fine. Ori Yoder, he's inside putting in out the slide. Ori, I got video going a little bit. Okay. Say hi.
Hi.
So I've been having slide problems, and lo and behold, I get here and the slide works perfectly. So here's the slide right here. But one of the problems we are going to address on the slide is one of the motors, the harness on the motor, is pinched underneath the roller topper frame. So he's going to pop the frame a little bit just to unpinch the wire, and that'll give me more slack on the harness, and that's why it disconnected, I think. It just somehow disconnected. So, and that is where all my problems began. That is where all my problems began, is right up in that corner. So Ori's going to go ahead and address that. So I'm feeling really pumped. The other thing he noticed is on these is a bulb seal, and it's supposed to be a bulb seal on the inside. Hold on. And anybody that owns an Integra Odyssey really should check this. On your slide, this is called a bulb seal right here. Well, there's supposed to be another one here. The track is there because these things just slide in. The track is there, but there's no bulb seal on that on either side of the slide. So that's another thing we're going to take care of. I'm feeling really confident with Ori. He's pointing out stuff that should be done, and he's going to take care of it for me. So I have to now go into the waiting room while he does his bit. So here we have it, and the wires were stuck up underneath. Yeah, so now, yeah, see that? Okay. Super.
Take a slight right turn, then turn right. Turn right, then the destination is on your left.
Hey everybody, well, I just arrived somewhere a little bit north of Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm at my first harvest host, which is Our Lady of Perpetual Hops. And it's a brewing company, and I just drove down from Indiana. I've had about a, I don't know, 300 plus mile drive. So that's enough of that for today. But I'm headed to Nashville. I got a reservation at a KOA right outside of Nashville. And so I'm gonna boondock here at the Harvest Host tonight. And I'm looking forward to it. This is pretty cool. It's a little brewery place. We'll walk inside. Got my rig all set up here. And while I'm going inside, I want to talk about my repair today. The problem with my slide, the reason why my slide failed, and it had worked great up until about a week ago. And the reason why it failed, if I haven't said this yet, is because the harness for the motor, and I'll show you a little video of that later, the harness for the motor was caught up in the mount for the roller topper or the slide topper. The mount for the slide topper, which is that awning that goes over the slide out. The harness wire was caught up in there, so I had no slack at all from the motor for the Schwintek slide to the connection inside the rig. And as you can see, with these with this video of the motor, you have a nice little harness here of about 4 inches or so, and here I didn't have anything except for what was inside, so somehow the harness disconnected itself. So where I took it to, Ori Yoda in Goshen, Indiana, that guy did a bang-up job. He went ahead and fixed the harness. He went ahead and siliconed or used the proper adhesive and you know, caulked it or whatever. He took care of all that. But also, another thing I want to point out is he put in the seals under here. So it's looking good now. And he did a couple other little things. Oh, yeah, he had to put some screws in the covers underneath the slide. So he really did a nice job. And I got nothing but good kudos for Ori. And he's fast, meticulous, and he gets the job done. He wanted me in and out of there, and he did just that. And I got to tell you, I called him up on the phone last week. Kind of panicked because my slide was malfunctioning, and lo and behold, when I did get here, the slide opened up great. And at home I was having problems after I got it connected, where it was going out crooked, coming in crooked, whatever. So at any rate, I called him up in a panic, And I said, listen, I could be out there in a few days. And he said, well, bring it by. I'll stop whatever I'm doing, and I'll get you in, and we'll get you out on the road. And I thought, wow, this is my guy. This is the type of guy I want to deal with. And all he asked was for me to give him a heads up of a day or two. And I stayed in contact with him via email. And lo and behold, here I am, cruising along. And we'll have that slide out tomorrow. But let's go take a look inside. There's a little stage here. So you can see it's like a big open room. And then up here, they have the main stage. Okay, so I got myself a little flight of beers here. Nice little mix. This is one of their down nights. They don't really serve food tonight. I guess I got a food truck that pulls up. And so I'm gonna have a couple beers, then I'm gonna go eat, get squared away in the rig, which is already pretty squared away, and have a nice relaxing evening. Good morning from New Albany, Indiana. I'm getting ready to leave the Harvest Host, which is the brewery Our Lady of Perpetual Hops. And got about a 2.5 hour drive to Nashville this morning. So I want to get down there. Gonna be a half decent day. It's got a little rain here. Well, yesterday was quite the ride down here, a lot of wind. Hoping for an easier ride today. And I can't wait to get to Nashville. I was there last year, but I really didn't get a chance to really check it out. And this time I want to take a nice little walking tour. And anyway, here we are at my first Harvest Host, and I'm ready to depart.